There we are. It's always a win every time we finally find our way to you. So here we are. Don't mind, we have a little bit of wobble, so we can't touch this. There you go. Okay, hi everybody. We're Tiff and Jack. This is the Energized Empath Live Show. You are in the right place. Today is the day where we are discussing boundaries that stick. Now, if you're an empath, you probably are. Then you've been hearing us talk about all sorts of different things. Today, it's about boundaries, because you setting boundaries is so that you can bring more happiness, joy, and peace into your life. And our entire purpose on this planet, one of the biggest purposes that we live in, our mission is to help coach empaths into more power, prosperity, and peace. And that's why we're having this conversation today about boundaries.
Boundaries.
And we're so glad that you're here. We would love for you to say hello and let us know where you're joining us from. And
no, Belinda, I can't see you. I mean, I can
sometimes we do, and sometimes your name's not showing up today. Hi, Leona. Yeah, sometimes we can see your name, sometimes we can't. It's just one of those things. So we'll just do the best we can, and here we all are together. Ontario, Canada. Hey, Bonnie. Good to see you here.
Hey, Bonnie.
Really good. Today's going to be a really great day. We've had so much rain. It's like a rainy, cloudy day, so I'm wearing my vest because it's like the first cool day we've had in a very long summer. Hi, Victoria. Glad you're here. If any of you are new and this is the first time you've ever joined us in one of our Energized Empath Live shows, give us a little, yeah, that's me. This is my first time, so we can give you an extra special little shout out.
How is everyone doing today? Go ahead and share how you're doing today here on the Strand. And while you're answering, because there's always a delay, I wish they at some point can figure out the delay issue.
It's a streaming issue. It's life.
Yeah, I'm very impatient. While we're waiting for you to share how you're doing today, we're going to do our table topics, do-it-yourself therapy. And today, Jack's going to be answering. But the reason we're doing this is so that you can write these questions down and ask the people that you love why, so you can get to know them better. So these are just fun little questions, really great conversation starters, and they're fun to answer. And so we're going to ask Jack today.
Sarah says she's doing all right today, better than past week. Thank God for that.
Yes.
Glad to hear that, Merritt. I feel which means relaxed.
Good. Good.
I like the That's nice.
Okay. Are you ready?
Am I answering today? Oh,
yes,
this is exciting.
That's what I just got done saying.
This is so exciting. It's because I get lost in the comment thread. So, you know.
Okay.
Me.
Are we ready?
We're ready.
Okay. What ongoing world issue? Now, and feel free to answer this question in the Strand, my friends. Okay. What ongoing world issue or challenge makes you immediately, viscerally angry?
Well, one of the challenges that make me immediately viscerally angry is the inequality between pay between men and women.
Ooh.
It's just, that to me doesn't make any sense.
It makes you viscerally angry.
The same person working the same job, if you're a woman, you're going to make this much less. It chaps my hide.
That's a ranch phrase. I've never heard it.
It chaps my hide. It's just effing wrong.
And that's why I have my own business. We have our own business, but me as a woman, I don't have to worry about that because I run my own business. But I would probably have a really difficult time dealing with that.
Yeah, Bugs Belinda. Belinda, we can see your name now.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's awesome. It belongs. Good golly. Sounds like I've already had tequila and I haven't.
Maybe you should get some.
It bugs Belinda a lot too. It's BS.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree. Jackie, we're so glad you're here. Hailing from London.
Okay, guys, ready for the next question. Are you generous or cheap with yourself?
And I think everyone should also share. Am I generous or cheap with myself? I'm generous when it comes to technology and choosing the top quality fabrics or whatever. And I'm cheap when it comes to just wildly spending money on myself just because. Did you see the eye roll? Did you see the eye roll?
I was glad I pulled this card so we could actually talk about it. Maybe the world can get on your ass as well as I do.
Nobody get on my ass. Just
It is a topic in our house because Jack is wildly abundant with me and he'll buy nice technology. But when it comes to himself and just buying stuff for himself because he decides to be a little frivolous, it doesn't happen. You know why? I don't either.
So go ahead, listeners. Are you generous or cheap with yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Not with others, with yourself.
I am very generous with Jack, so I make sure he has really nice things, but he wouldn't do it on his own.
Yeah, you're very, very generous with me.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Next question.
Okay. Have you ever been so happy that you cried?
Every day. Every day.
What is
love makes me cry like a baby. I love the feeling of love. And when I get the feels, I love watching movies that move you to tears. And what was it? What wasn't about crying? What was the question about?
Have you ever been so happy you cried?
Oh my God. Yes.
That's when you cry the most.
Seriously.
Yeah. Yeah.
That when Tiff slaps me down to the ground. She doesn't.
Can I do another eye roll?
You can do as many as you want because everyone gets to witness it. Every single person is going to witness it.
There it is. I'll do it again.
Merritt says, I always look for deals when it comes to me, but not when it comes to Ari. Jackie, I'm a dichotomy. I am a dichotomy, can be generous and then not spend it all. I'm both. Hi, Kaylin. We're so glad you're here.
Hi,
Belinda, not Jack, crying over things that move me.
I know.
I am the biggest softy pants. I come from a long line of softy pants. My dad couldn't talk about how much he loved anyone or anything without bawling his head off. My brothers, like it's just a thing. It happens.
Yeah, all these wild cowboys cry about love. I'm really grateful to have a husband that can feel his feelings with total confidence.
I feel my feelers with total confidence. That is very, very true.
It's true.
Yeah, I do. I really do. And when I was a little kid, I was always the ongoing thing was don't make Jack cry because he'll never stop. Oh my
There's
God.
another eye roll.
I rolled mine too.
Show me.
Well,
that's not very good. You're not skilled at that. We've not been married long enough.
Yeah, so there you go. Okay. Does anyone else cry over happiness? Yeah. I mean, it's a great thing to cry about, right? That's what I say.
Okay. Thanks for sharing, everyone. Make sure and write these questions down so that you can ask the people that you love. They're fun questions, don't you think? And I think here, look at this.
Have you, do it yourself therapy table topic.
Anytime anyone could, you can handle it.
I think there's the title is under, nope, it's gone.
No, but anytime someone comes to our house, we pull this box out.
Yeah,
every time.
the parties at our house, you have to get real and you have to go deep. Otherwise, you're out.
You won't get an invitation next time if you whine about it. So just know that right now.
Belinda says, each of us have a velvet side and a steel side. Right? Jackie, animals make me cry. Oh, animal videos.
I know, right?
Adorable.
Me too.
Or when you see people being reunited with their animals.
Or other
people. Oh, amazing.
I know.
Amazing. And if you're somebody that really struggles letting your emotions out, like watch a sad movie or a happy animal video. Like maybe you'll get those tears worked up. It's good to cry. We talked about that last time.
Is it good to cry?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because it
It's
releases
very
energy.
It
It's good.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, guys, we're going to get into boundaries. How many of you struggle setting boundaries?
Raise your hand. Be honest.
Share.
Don't pretend that you don't know this about yourself. Military homecomings make Megan cry. Me too. Me too.
How many of you struggle with setting boundaries? Let's talk about it. We're going to talk about boundaries and what boundaries actually mean.
Caitlin has both hands up. Sarah Turner. Yeah. Jackie, yes, particularly with family. Megan Bennett, I set a boundary today. You go, Megan, you go.
Good job. If you would love to share in the strand what you set a boundary with today, Megan, I'm sure everyone would be
Amber,
delighted.
raising her hand.
Yes. So what is a boundary anyway? Let's talk about it. A boundary is a line that marks a limit to an area.
A limit to an area.
So if we're taking a look about setting boundaries as a human being, it's setting a limit to something. So this is all about what will I allow or not allow in my experience. It's setting a line. And why are boundaries so important? Anyone have any thoughts about that? Why are boundaries important?
Well, if you don't set them, you feel like a goddamn doormat. And like everyone walks all over you and that nobody gives a shit about the way you feel. Can you tell I've had a good amount of time not setting boundaries?
Okay, what did Megan share?
Okay, Megan said, I asked my friend who uses my Amazon not to purchase inappropriate things on my account. Right? She apologized and said it won't happen again. Good job, Megan.
Good job.
That's an uncomfortable conversation, isn't it?
And now it makes me wonder what kind of appropriate
know,
things
right?
are on Amazon. You'll have to private message me because I'm curious.
Merritt said, I'm good at setting boundaries, but when the line is crossed, I do nothing. Kaylin said to protect your energy. Good Lord, right?
Right.
Bonnie, so people don't take advantage of me.
Good, good.
Belinda, I do less often now that I've been involved with Empath Rise and Thrive. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job.
Okay.
Good.
So now I'm going to share with you another reason. So it's important to set boundaries so that you are not at the mercy of everyone else's wants and needs. We're going to go into we're going deep into boundaries today because we're going to talk about some signs that you suck at setting boundaries.
Sorry, guys. It's always good to know what's really going on.
Yeah.
It's important to be accountable, right?
Yes.
So if you feel like, oh my God, I suck at setting boundaries, this is the best news of the day because now you get to actually do something about it. You can't know where you want to be if you don't know where you are.
Yeah. And listen, my friends, empaths struggle setting boundaries. I'm being kind of cavalier when I'm like, if you suck at setting boundaries, but these are just the signs that you may have a boundary setting issue. And we're going to go through these because it's important for you to recognize there are some things that I'll say today that you may not be aware means you have a boundary issue. And sometimes people don't even know what a boundary really is. And after we're done talking about the signs that you are struggling with setting boundaries, I'm going to talk about boundaries for beginners and just give you a few little tips here and there that will be able to make you a pretty awesome boundary setter.
I like that. Boundaries for beginners.
Mm-hmm. It's a thing.
Good. That's good.
Okay, shall we get into it?
Let's get into this.
Okay. Number one. Here is number one. It's a sign if you are lacking boundaries. Your relationships tend to be difficult and full of drama.
Ooh.
And the reason is if you have a boundaries issue, you're attracting people that want to control you, and nobody likes to be controlled. So what happens? You get frustrated and agitated, and then dis-ease or discord occurs in your relationships. Does that make sense to everyone? Right? So number one, again, is your relationships tend to be full of drama and difficult. And that's because you're attracting controllers. How many of you have attracted a controlling person into your life that tries to boss you around and tell you what to do because they think they know what's best for you? How many of you have had that experience? I don't deal with that very well. How do you like it? How do you like to be bossed and controlled?
I fucking hate it.
Aren't you glad I'm not a controller? Listen, if I tried to control Jack, oh, it would be gnarly.
I'd be angry.
Okay, right? Yep. Ouch.
I can't stand
I
it.
can't stand it. I
I
hate it. And let me tell you, the human soul was never meant to be controlled, ever. We are not here to be tethered by other people's expectations. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay. Number two.
Okay.
Go ahead, share.
Okay, Belinda said, I set the largest, most difficult boundary with my parents. I've done it over and over until the final time a decade ago. It cost me those relationships. It has become more difficult for me knowing if it's the right thing as I lost my father recently. As I do my inner work, I realize that I did the right thing, even though I'm sad. They lost out. Belinda, thank you for sharing that. That is meaningful that you would share that. And like you said, with your dad passing, you have to revisit the experience, and you found your way to say, you know what? They really did miss out. It's too bad, but I hope, and I'm sure you felt like I did the right thing. I did really what was the healthiest for me. And that's what you have to do.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay. Number two, decision-making is a challenge. So without boundaries, you'll be doing what other people want you to do most of the time. So you forget even what you want. And if you don't know what you want, how can you make a decision? How many of you have been so lost in doing things that other people expect from you because they've been conditioned that you'll do everything that they want to do, that you're like, what do I want? And how many of you struggle with that feeling of like, I don't really know what to do. Like, I don't know if I should do this or do this.
I lived there so many years of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Truly. I had the hardest time knowing what I wanted. I had the hardest time making any decisions. I had the hardest time knowing if I could say, let's go out on Friday night, because God knows something might come up between now and then that I need to do this different. Good God.
That conversation
Jesus.
we had about Friday nights. That
Tiff's like, listen here, dude. If you don't know, I'm out. Because if you can't even make a decision about Friday night, you got problems.
I didn't say any of that.
Listen, she never says it the way I say it. I'm just doing it for dramatics. To keep the live show lively. It's all about dramatics. So we can just all like really enjoy the drama of the show. She really doesn't say it that way. But it's funny to talk about.
My energy might
You're
say
super
that.
awesome.
I'm like, wow, that is a story.
Wow, yeah.
That is a story. And we did have the conversation.
We did have the conversation.
But I was very kind.
Yeah, you were very kind, and I had a lot of learning to do. And I was very, very, very codependent because of the relationship I had with people that were very close to me that were narcissists. And I was just very much about people pleasing and trying to do it all the way that I thought everyone would want it, because then I would feel okay about myself. Oh God, it's exhausting. It's exhausting.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay, number 3, you have fear of letting other people down. How many of you have a real tangible fear that you will let someone down? Please share. Did you ever feel that way?
Oh, all the time, 24/7. I was always so afraid I'd let people down, because when you live with a narcissist, you literally do everything in your power not to displease them, because they'll pull their love away. Their love is very, very, very conditional. So it conditions you to just try to do everything the way that you think that they want it. It just sets you up for the biggest codependent, non-decision making, no boundaries for yourself. You just live true to everyone else's, and you don't know what the F you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Merritt, I'm glad
Yes.
I'm glad you.
Yep. Okay. Number 4, you often feel drained. Oh, wait. Let's go back to number 3. You have a fear of letting other people down. And the reason this happens is because you're always saying yes, even when you don't want to.
Oh, God.
That's the result of what happens. Like,
right?
that's called self-defeat. And I don't know, for me, and you'll have to let me know, to the viewer, how that feeling of self-defeat when you say the opposite of what you truly want, to me, is the worst feeling I can ever have.
Yeah. And if you don't know if you're really doing this or not, but you find yourself being very resentful towards the people around you, and you feel like your feelings don't matter, really sit and pay attention. Are you being honest with them about what you want? Because if you're just saying yes to everything they want and you're giving up what you want, you will resent that person to the ends of the earth. But it really comes down to you setting your own boundary and being clear about what you want.
That's right. And the next one is that you often feel drained. Now, as empaths, we often feel drained. We have to really manage our energy well. But one of the reasons that we feel drained, if you are someone that does not have strong boundaries, it's because life feels drab. And why would it feel drab? Because you're not living into your own dreams. You're living into everyone else's dreams. How many of you have had that experience where, you know, you're very invested and interested in what everyone else is doing, but you're not even living in your own dreams or the things that you truly desire? Then you become drained because you're not living into your best life.
Yeah, then you feel depressed.
Yeah,
it
drains you. Yeah, totally. Okay, number 5, you will often feel like a victim. People, when you don't have boundaries, people will oftentimes take advantage of you, use you, minimize you, blame you for things. And then you'll feel like a victim because you're constantly being victimized, because we're allowing that to happen by not setting boundaries. And so this topic is super important because we don't always know the behaviors that set us up as non-boundary setters, right? So these are the things that you will be doing if you lack boundaries. Okay, number 6, we have 9 of these. I know it's heavy, but listen, knowledge is power. Once you know this, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I totally do that. Okay. Number 6, you are irritated most of the time. So bugged.
This is awesome. God, I lived this way.
Were you so bugged all the time?
Oh, I just felt so irritated, but I'd have to always keep it to myself to try to keep peace.
So everything just kind of bugged you.
Yeah, for sure.
Let me tell you why this happens. So you'll get this irritable feeling often, like most of the time. And it's because you're going against your own values. And you have to figure out what your values are. So you have to figure out what you want. Okay. See? You guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, number 7, you will not be respected. So the reason people won't respect you is because you don't know, they don't know how to treat you. They don't know what you would prefer because you've never told them. You know what's so interesting is many people expect people to treat them a certain way, but they don't even know how to treat them because they haven't made that clear. And we as empaths oftentimes don't want to be direct and clear because we're afraid that if we are, people are going to be upset or disappointed in us, right? And so we're just like hoping for the best, and the best never comes because people will walk all over us because we are not laying it out for people. The only person that can teach you how to be treated is you. You're the only one that can show people how to treat you.
Right. If you're really sitting there waiting for someone else to read your mind so that you think they just should know because of this or that, they should just know what you want without you asking, it's kind of like expecting your car to work, but you don't put any gas in it.
You're hoping someone else will come and bring some fuel.
It's the same exact experience.
Yeah.
If you literally are just, well, you know, I've been with this person for a really long time, so they better know what I want. And if they don't know what they want, what I want, like, this is not the right relationship for me. Well, if you're not fucking speaking up and saying, this is what I want and need, how do you feel about that? Or what do you think? Then you are trying to drive a car without gas and it's not going to go anywhere.
That's right.
It literally, and it does feel like you were saying, Tiff, it's very vulnerable and we have to put ourselves out there by doing that. And then you may find when you're being very verbal and very clear and very direct, this is what I want, this is what I would like. How do you feel about that? Or what do you think about that? By putting it out there, then we have an opportunity to identify, is this relationship a healthy relationship? Is it a two-way relationship? But if we haven't never put ourselves out there and have never been clear about what we want, but yet we are deeming this a shitty relationship, give it a chance first by speaking up and saying, this is what I want or need.
Right.
Or the way this is going doesn't work for me.
Right.
And then you can actually have something to work with.
Yes. Yeah, this is such an important topic for empaths. And let's just I want to talk about something for a minute. As an empath, we're an innate healer. So whether you're a hands-on healer like me, or you just have healing energy, your presence is very healing. You want to help. We are natural born helpers. We want to heal, we want to help, we want to connect. And so we can get in these funks of not setting boundaries because we feel like, well, if we set a boundary, we're not going to be helpful. We're not going to be a healing presence. Someone's going to be mad at us and reject us and abandon us. This fear will keep you stuck in perpetually draining yourself and never being treated well, never really enjoying life to the fullest because you're so busy living life for everyone else. You never get the opportunity to really experience the joy of life. It is joyful to help someone and do something, but it's also joyful to engage in things that we enjoy as ourselves. It has nothing to do with anyone else or anything that anyone else wants from us. We're not here to be a doormat or a slave. We are here as healers, but in order to be a healer, we must put ourselves first so that we are rejuvenated and ready to live our best life so that we have something to offer. And I'm going to be talking more about that in just a minute as we talk about setting boundaries for beginners. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks to start incorporating into your life so that you can become better at boundary setting. Does all of this make sense to y'all? Because this is really, really important. We're so driven to help that sometimes we forget to help ourselves. Right? You're pretty good at boundaries now.
I am.
Because I'm not doing that. And I'm like,
it's so true.
Okay, fine. Whatever.
Tell me how you really feel, Jack, because I couldn't tell. It's because I spent so many years like not saying anything.
Yes. Okay, another thing, and we've already talked about this a little bit, but number 8 is you don't know what you want. How many of you have ever been in a position where you literally just don't know what you want? Someone can even say to you, what's your favorite color? And you're like,
I really didn't know. I didn't know what I wanted. I truly didn't. When I started this journey a decade and a half ago.
I think I remember us having a conversation and I said, what was your favorite color? And you didn't know. And I said, what's your favorite gum flavor? And you didn't know. So
whatever you want it to be, right? That's the answer of every codependent.
Yeah. And I think we stayed in the car and kept stayed there until you figured out your favorite gum flavor.
Yeah.
And you did.
Yeah.
What was it? Do you remember?
Experiment.
Me too. Yeah. So if you don't know what you want, we're going to talk about that in just 1 second. The last one is your biggest fear. And how many of you this has been either a fear in the past or your biggest fear right now, that you will be abandoned or rejected?
Oh God, that is the biggest fear.
Right. How many? Let's get real. And this is what I'd like to tell everyone. If you break it down and you ask question after question after question, you'll find that everyone's biggest fear in their life ultimately is to be alone.
Yep.
That's one thing that we've learned in our coaching over the last 13 years is when we start working with people's limiting beliefs, we keep asking the question, why do you believe this? Why? We break it down, and every single person, every single time says the same thing, is I'm afraid of being alone. Now, empaths like to have their alone time, but think if you were alone forever all by yourself, no connection ever, how would you feel? So this is a pretty common fear for the human race. We're not meant to be alone, are we? No, we are social creatures. Our spirit is connected to everything. There's no way to ever be alone, ever. It's an illusion, but we can buy into it pretty hard. So let's talk about setting boundaries for beginners. And you may be really good at setting boundaries, and you'll probably hear something in here that will help you, even if you're good at setting boundaries. Boundaries is the only thing that makes my life work well. I mean, there's lots of little things that I do, but boundaries is the most important thing I can do for myself. And excuse me, anyone that knows me knows that I am a boundary setting master. And a lot of people get mad at me.
Yeah, you are. You are really good at it.
And the reason is there's no way for us to run a worldwide movement and work with students and have our clients in our private practice and not have boundaries. Otherwise, we would be a freaking disaster. So it's something that I learned early in life, and it's okay to set boundaries. And do some people get mad at you? Does it hurt some people's feelings? Absolutely. You have to become okay with people not being happy with you 24/7. And I'm okay with that because I know people eventually come around, and I love everyone. And, but I love myself the most. And that's why I can set boundaries. So that's what we're going to talk about right now. So let's talk about it. Number one, a really great way to learn how to start setting boundaries is know what you want. So let's do a little exercise right now. I'd like everybody to share. What is one thing you know that you want right now in your life? And I'm going to wait so I don't keep talking and all the things get left. Put it in the strand so people can see what you want. This is a really great test for you to start really practicing sharing what you want. How about you? What do you want right now?
What I want right now is my Model S Tesla.
Ooh.
Black on black, camel interior.
Do they have that?
Yeah.
In a Tesla? Or is it just white interior?
No, they have black.
No. Oh, you want
camel?
black?
They have camel. You can get camel.
Nice. That makes my life nice too. One thing that I want right now is my Range Rover.
It's all about cars. A loving partner.
Good.
Security.
Awesome.
We're like, give me the things.
Good.
To feel flow and ease. Success.
Excellent.
I want a new handbag.
What kind of
Nice,
handbag, Megan? Do you have a specific handbag that you're just dying to get?
And how does it make you feel when we're asking you what you want and we're talking about things? How does that make you feel? What comes up for you?
Merritt says affection, not sex, but that would be good too. But I need deep connection right now. Awesome.
A flow of money.
Good, Bonnie.
A
Louis Vuitton artsy bag. Nice.
To be respected.
Good.
To feel validated.
Good. You guys are doing great. Good job. This is really good practice. Every single day, I'd like you to think about the things that you want. Just because you want something doesn't mean you're a selfish person. It just means that you're a person with desires, and it's okay to speak those things. Once you own them and speak them, the universe tends to really want to give you those things. So watch out. When you start speaking about what you want, you may end up having that quicker than you thought. We're here to enjoy everything in life, right? We're not just here to like struggle and suffer and strife. We're here to thrive as human beings. and we get the option. So I want you to start thinking about what you want. You cannot ever set boundaries unless you know what you want. Otherwise, what would you set boundaries about? I want plenty of free time. I want plenty of money. I want love and relationships that are connectable. I want great food. I want amazing clothing. I want beautiful jewelry. I want to feel totally confident. I want total success. And I enjoy a lot of those things at this time, but then I want those things to expand into bigger and better. And that is the passion of God. That is normal. That's what we're here to experience. So let's start thinking about it and start talking about it. Good job on everyone that was willing to write down what they want.
Belinda wants an obscene amount of money, meaning never ending. That's a start.
I love that. Money creates amazing opportunities. So I'm right there with you. Okay, number 2, observe other powerful boundary setters. Why do you think we would have you observe other powerful boundary setters?
Because it gives you permission to do the same thing.
That's right.
That's why you surround yourself with people that are where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Absolutely.
It gives you permission.
Right. And you know what? When you watch other boundary setters and you get that feeling of like, oh, I'm not alone in the world. They set boundaries. I can set boundaries, just like what Jack said. Also, you can pay attention to the way they set boundaries. I am a person that really loves to be diplomatic. I like to be kind. I like to be clear, and I definitely like to set boundaries, and I don't like to be mean. So I don't set boundaries in a mean way. I'm not aggressive with people, but I'm very, very clear and direct, which can make some people feel uncomfortable. But when you're setting boundaries, if you're clear, then there's no misunderstandings that happen. So, and you know who I watched set boundaries for years is Tony Robbins.
What boundaries did you see him set?
Oh my God. I can't even go into how many boundaries. Everything he taught. I was studying Tony Robbins programs from the age of 17. And I would listen to him talk about the stories of his life and how he would not accept what people told him. And he would set his own clear boundaries. And anytime you study with him at this point, it's a big part of what he teaches is to set boundaries. And so I just practiced setting boundaries when I was younger because I realized that what is important to me is just as important as the next person.
Yeah.
Right? So observe powerful boundary setters. Number 3, be intentional with your time. And I'll go so far as to even say schedule it. Schedule your time. Why don't you show everyone your schedule?
My calendar?
Mm-hmm. Jack and I schedule absolutely everything in our life. We put it on the calendar. Otherwise, it doesn't happen. And that's because we...
There you go. That's a month.
This is our schedule. And this is really fantastic when you're trying to set boundaries because you're very clear on what it is you're creating in your life. So scheduling things, and many of you aren't going to be as busy as Jack and I because we have a lot going on in our life. So if we didn't schedule things, a lot would not get done.
Well, I think being an entrepreneur, it's all about your own time. You can do whatever you want with your time. You decide when you're going to do everything. So the quicker you learn to schedule, the better life feels and the more freedom you have for the other things that you want.
Yes. So you can look at your schedule and it's like, can I fit this one thing in that someone wants from me into my schedule? If it's scheduled, you can take a look and see. We schedule all of our social events. We schedule our business. We schedule our dates. We schedule our rest time. We schedule absolutely everything. And that way we're keeping track of our life, creating what we want, and it makes it so much easier to set boundaries.
Yeah, it's very on purpose. And when you have fun things scheduled in, like we have our Friday date day.
Tomorrow!
That's tomorrow, and it's our day. And you should see my Friday. It's wide open. And that's because that's our day just to do all the fun things that we do, but we plan ahead for what we're going to be doing. And it gives you so much freedom of choice. because you're not just scrambling and feeling like you're never catching up, or you can't keep up, or you can't get everything done. Everything has a time and a place, and then you can let go of it when you're not doing it.
Right. Absolutely. So be intentional with your day and schedule it. That's a Tiff and Jack tip, is to schedule it. But at least be intentional with your day. Make a plan of what you're going to do in a day. Number 5, practice saying no. This is going to be a hard one. How many of you struggle saying no? My dear friend, Marilyn, she's so awesome because she says, you know, when you need to say no, there's a great way to say it, and it's, I have an appointment. And if you look at your schedule and what your plan is for your schedule, you'll see you have lots of appointments in a day, and it's okay to say no because you have a plan, and your plan, my friend, is just as important as the plan of another person. And I think one of the struggles that empaths really have a hard time with, because again, we're healers and helpers, we want to assist someone, and sometimes we get it in our head that we're the only way they're going to have what they need. And I want to tell you something. That is a huge illusion. You are not the only way someone needs something. The universe has everybody's back. So if you can't be there to assist, the universe is going to make sure whatever needs to be there for that person will be there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And that will take so much weight off your back unless you're attaching your value to being the only helper there is, which does happen sometimes. So I'm here to burst that bubble for you. If you feel like you're the only solution to a problem, you're not.
Bonnie says, in saying no, I've always felt obligated to explain why I'm not available, but I don't. I'm finally learning that.
That's great.
That's so important.
It is.
You don't have to explain why. You really don't.
Yeah. And if you're doing a job like what Jack and I do, where I'm a healer and a coach and a teacher, and Jack is a teacher and a hypnotherapist and a healer in his own right. And we talk to many, many people every day. And if we were not absolutely certain that the universe has everyone's back, we would be so stressed. And we probably would have a really hard time setting boundaries with people, because there's a lot of people that want to engage with us every day. And we don't have the bandwidth to do that. So we have to say no a lot. And we're very intentional with our time. So we really can talk about boundaries to assist you and help you, because life without boundaries is not a happy life. You won't feel good.
And the more you do it, the better you get.
Yes.
And the easier that it gets.
It's okay, my friends, for you to say no. Okay. And number 6, another way to help you set boundaries is to feel your feelings so that you can make more empowered decisions. And I'm going to just teach a little bit about this. Empaths feel things so deeply that oftentimes we run away from our feelings because we don't want to feel the negative feelings, and we don't want to hear anyone else's negative feelings. So we're trying to make people happy. And here's the deal. Living in this world, this human condition, we have lots of feelings. We have feelings of joy, and we have feelings of depression. We have feelings of anger, and we have feelings of elation. They're all valuable because they give us information on how to live a more empowered life. When you feel angry, it's okay to say, I'm pissed as shit, and I am very upset that I feel this way right now. And then you ask yourself the next question, which is, well, I'm owning that I feel this way. What do I want? How do I want to feel? And this is what Jack helps me with a lot, because oftentimes I'm a sassy firecracker. So I get really mad really quick. And I'm never someone that's like, oh, I shouldn't feel this way. No, I never say that. And do you know how many people, by the way, tell me I shouldn't feel a certain thing? And I'm like,
she doesn't like that.
I'm like, oh, I'll feel whatever the F I'm going to feel. And then they're like, oh, I was just trying to help. And I'm like, I don't need help. We all need to feel our feelings. And I know you have angry feelings sometimes too. But the one thing that Jack helps me with is sometimes I can spiral down. I'll get mad about one thing and then start thinking of all the other things that have ever made me mad in my entire life. And he said, babe, what do you want? And I'm like, oh, that's right. It's that question. Once you start thinking about what you want, then that's when the empowered decision comes in. So it's like, oh, if I'm angry about, one of the kids, or I'm angry at Jack, it's like, well, how do you want to feel? What do you want? Instead of like, you're thinking about what you don't want. Now, what do you want? And it changes everything.
Yep. That's when you tap into your creative power to start creating and bringing into physical form whatever it is that you want. That's why it's the most important thing for you to know is what you want. What you want, how do you want to feel? And just like Tiff said, that's when you slip into the creative element of yourself in divine source to bring into physical form whatever that is. We can sit and bitch all day long about the things that we don't have or that we don't want. Or God, believe me, I have a PhD in complaining sometimes, I think. And it does nothing but grow. What we focus on grows. We say this all the time. So if you are having a bad day and you're not feeling good and shit's getting real, you're like, good God, how am I ever going to feel better? How do I want to feel today? How do I want to feel? And if we maybe we're in a relationship that doesn't feel that great and we want to be in a good relationship and we just feel like nobody respects us. Well, guess what? If you want to feel respected, respect yourself. If you want to feel respected, respect yourself. Start respecting yourself and you put yourself in the frequency of being respected by someone else.
That's right.
Because however we're putting ourselves out there is what we will attract to us. So the quickest answer to a happy relationship is treat yourself. Right?
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself. Treat yourself right. Go do something sweet for yourself today.
Yes.
Figure out what you want or how you want to feel. Ask your angels to assist and help you, and then go get yourself that Starbucks, whatever it is.
And you're talking about the very
That's right.
last one,
And I didn't even know.
Put yourself first. You are a priority. You are the priority.
You're the answer.
You are it.
You are your answer.
If you want to have a glorious life, to be able to serve and help and heal and enjoy life, you have to put yourself first. This is not about selfishness. It's like being in an airplane. If it's going down, the first thing they say is even before you put it on the mask, the oxygen mask on your children, put it on yourself first so that you have enough air to breathe to help. Right? So my friends, this is a loving and strong reminder that you are the priority. As an empath, you must take care of yourself. Part of that self-care, one of the most important things you will ever do for yourself is set boundaries, because no one is going to treat you the way you want to be treated until you teach them how to do it. And these steps that we've given you here today will help you begin to become more empowered as a boundary setter.
There you go.
And that's our show today.
Yeah, there you go. So put yourself first, okay? Figure out what you want. Start little baby boundaries if you've had a hard time with the biggies. Set the little boundaries. Do something nice for yourself every day. Treat yourself the way you want to be treated, and you're going to see some things begin to shift.
So I want to hear from everyone. What is one thing you're going to do for yourself today?
Yeah, Belinda. This is so important, and it is not making you a selfish biatch. Linda, thank you. We love you too. Thank you for being here with us.
So go ahead and share one thing you want to do for yourself today. You know what I'm going to do for myself?
What are you going to do?
I am going to take all my clothes off and get in bed.
Oh.
and take a nap.
Oh, that probably means by herself.
Well, you can take a nap if you'll go to sleep.
No, I've got work to do.
Yeah, today is the day where I didn't get my second sleep. And I need my second sleep, but my hairdresser came to the house today to do my hair. And so I had to get my color and my cut and everything. And so I didn't get my second sleep. And this show is very important. I made a commitment to do it. So I'm here to do it because I love y'all. And now I'm going to take a little nap for myself because I'm so tired.
Megan's going to go out to dinner instead of cooking.
Nice. Me too. Awesome. I'm going to do that too.
Jackie's going to be more aware of time and do things for herself.
Good.
Bonnie loves naps. Bonnie, go take a nap.
Yeah.
Belinda, my eyes. I'm sure it was when Tiff was talking about taking off her clothes and getting in bed.
What did you do?
I don't know what I did, but
What did you do?
Probably got all googly eyed.
You probably went, fun times.
Belinda's gonna watch a movie.
What movie?
Good.
What movie? And Jackie, I'd like to know, you're going to spend some time. You're going to be more aware of time so you can do things for yourself. What's one thing you'd like to do for yourself today?
Ooh, good question. And Denise, I'm gonna go window shop or to a movie.
Nice.
Good. Jackie loves your hair, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I do too. It looks really good. Good. Belinda, I thought you were gonna go watch a box of popcorn. I know it's a movie. Okay, here's the charge. We're all gonna go do something nice for ourselves today. Set a boundary, set baby boundaries, baby steps.
Mm-hmm.
Have the best day ever. Know that we'll be back around.
Ooh, Belinda, if you want a really scary movie, watch Lady in White.
Or The Conjuring 3.
Oh yeah, that's really good. I think you might like The Conjuring 3.
Jackie, good job on catching up with this week's Empath. All things Empath.
Oh, good. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, it'll be really awesome. Okay, we love you guys. We're here. Do something nice for yourself. You just got the permission to set boundaries for yourself. And remember, the way you treat yourself is what you will attract more of.
Yes.
So treat yourself.
And don't forget to eat dessert first. Why?
Because life is so meant to be devoured. We're Tiff and Jack, and we love you guys.
We'll be back. Bye.
Maybe we'll be back.